Okay, good evening, everyone. Dr. Freedom, everything. Times of Dr. News. News from in and around the universe that may or may not excite you. And, well, let's just say it'll make you go, ooh, that feels so good. It tickles. There's a lot of weirdness going around right now. You know, a lot of strangeness. And there's still a lot of weirdos around. Look, I can understand there are people who didn't like Series 11. But then there's the ones who go, it's going all downhill because of Jody. It's all going downhill because of the great SJW PC conspiracy. It's like, that's funny because if you go back and watch Doctor Who in general, it's all been PC. Yeah, it's all you know. They're bringing up social issues. Well, Doctor has always brought up social issues. I'm not kidding. I can name half a dozen probably off the top of my head. You know, so it's like, why that's a bother? I don't know. But let's get into the stuff you are here to see. Now, I'm going to warn you. There's possible spoilers here. Okay. So before you run around screaming, Dr. Freedom, you ruined it for me. Yeah, tell that to all the idiots who are running around blasting about Game of Thrones before I even watched it yet this week. Yeah, it happened. Yeah, I'm mad. You know why? Because somebody told me about the Starbucks cup, which, by the way, HBO has now magically made disappear after it's far, far too late. But okay, let's get into it. Let's get onto it. Let's hop right on the Freedom Train. Let's start off over on Instagram, by the way. This is Celtic Prop Hire, the name of the account over on Instagram. And guess what they be saying? Our Victorian, big letters there, Victorian fire extinguisher just returned from Doctor Who. I wonder which actor used it. And also, if you go over to this one here, just skip to this one right here. See these? Boom. Our two sets of our medical screens just returned from hire to the new series of Doctor Who. Interesting. So, but the thing is, these pictures are, well, these are probably from way earlier filming because this one came up 4 days ago, but this one with the two screens came up, according to this, it says March 6th. So, obviously, there's some stuff going on in the Victorian here. Just judging, you know, I'm going off the looks of this equipment. You know, of course, the Victorian fire extinguisher kind of, you know, give away a little bit there. But that's just me. But also, guess what else we got? I got pictures. Also, from the Tredegar House filming, you're like, oh my God, you have to have like 2010 vision to see that. Let's zoom in. Look what Jodie's wearing. She's wearing the full-length dark coat. Now, word is that judging from this is someone over on Twitter, and I don't want to repeat the handle they were using. I like to give credit where credit's due, but it begins with Spiracha, and then it goes into a dirty word, which I don't want to use here, you know, because kids might be watching. But judging by the look of the dress, they're saying that this could possibly be Florence Nightingale, which it's not beyond belief. But there's a lot of people freaking out now going, does that mean all of them are going to deal with historic? Like, what hasn't Doctor Who done with historical aspects and people? It's like weird how they keep throwing this show under a microscope that no one's ever going to, you know, get out from underneath. It's like Perceptor from the Transformers on meth. Oh man, it's crazy. Let's get back to the other stuff. So over here on the Metro, and I love SL, we want to give you notifications. You're not going to. Get out of here, you jackass. Okay. Doctor Who planning a Christmas special for this year ahead of 2020 series return. This is once again, and you know, Tilly Pierce. Nothing against you, Tilly, but I got some bad news for you. I don't think it's going to happen. I really don't. Because when you scroll down, look at this. However, the Daily Star now reporting, yeah, anytime that anyone quotes the Daily Star, I'm like, not a good chance it's happening. Okay, right off the top of the bat right there. It sounds to me like this is wishful thinking again. And we have to remember, why would you go back? Trust me, I want them to go back to Christmas. I really do. But why would you? Because Doctor Who was the second most watched program on New Year's Day this year. Why would you go back to Christmas? Because Christmas, you got everything in its grandmother airing, and the show gets buried, along with the other you know, big contenders and stuff like that. Even the Queen's Speech didn't do shit this year on Christmas because a lot of people are turning away from the television set. You know, they'll come back and watch it later, but at the same time, you know, a lot of people want those overnight views because God forbid anyone tunes out or comes in later, because then it's called cheating views by certain channels. But once again, keep in mind, Daily Star, the Metro's quoting the Daily Star here. So right there, I want to say, not a good chance. Okay. All right, get ready for this. This is the one. Here's another one. Doctor Who fans furious after the BBC asked them to come up with new ideas for free. No, they just simply sent out a survey like they always do. And it was just a question saying, look, is there any period or basically with that you want to go see? Or you feel haven't been represented? And this is something that all shows do in one way or another. They're just pulling the public to say, look, is there something you want to see? They're not asking for ideas for free, you flaming, I want to say a really bad word right now. So once again, yet another attack article right off the bat. Oh, man. I just can't believe how silly it has gotten. It just amazes the living crap out of me. All right. Dave Tennant's son makes his Dave Tennant's son, Ty, makes his debut on Casualty. And Ty's mother, Georgia Tennant, who also starred on Casualty, said that she was so proud of his performance and for not getting killed off, which happens a lot on Casualty. Well, okay, so nice to know that, some of the other Tennant families getting out there and making money. Like their dad don't do enough. Oh, man, okay. The 13th Doctor, number 7, the Doctor wants a lanyard for her troubles. And this is a review of this particular comic. It's got some panels here if you want to go take a look at it for yourself. Wham, over here on Bleeding Cool. Okay, The Creeping Death on vinyl. That's out. If you've not heard about this, if I've forgotten to cover it, I figured I better come back to it just in case. They're releasing yet another vinyl on LP. Why, I don't know. Another audio on vinyl LP. Why, I don't know. It's beyond me. I can't figure it out, but this is what you call The Creeping Death. And I don't know why, but every time I hear that title, I want to say it's The Creeping Flesh or The Creeping Terror. That's just me. But, so, just a nice little article about that if you're interested in collecting this stuff. Lucy Wilson Mysteries, The Bandril Invasion, Kenny Jar Books have announced the latest in this series. And boom, 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 here you go. If this is something you're interested in, this particular set of titles, run on over to the Candy Jar and Lethbridge Stewart websites right here, linked for you. And lastly for today, Years and Years creator Russell T Davies, the guy, Rusty, who brought back Doctor Who, says, quote, caring for my husband is the greatest work I'll ever do. And this is a very, it's not a long article, but it's very touching. He's talking about, his partner who passed away last year of a brain tumor. Figured, this is, something you may want to glance over real quick. And it's always tragic when you lose someone so close to you. I know I've been through it enough these last few years. Okay, so I hated it in on a down note, but let's go through it. We now have a photo of Jodie in a long dark coat. Could this be a Victorian doctor's coat? That would make more sense, but at the same time, a lot of people are speculating that it could be some form of tuxedo. But the problem is the sources we got on some of this stuff are getting iffy. They really are. So I don't know. If it is a Victorian era story and she's in a Victorian doctor's coat, that wouldn't be beyond, any out of the realm of possibility. We don't know yet. But I just figured I'd throw that in. Is that Florence Nightingale? Don't know. All we have is speculation at this point. I think filming on Tredegar House wrapped last week, I believe. So last Thursday, if memory serves. So what can you do? So I thought I'd just drop in for you, give you a quick news brief, show you some stuff, and hopefully the BBC won't take it down. So good night, everyone. Take care. See you on the flip side. I'll have more news for you as things come. Like I said, I want to try to get out and do some more live streams. I will try. I'm currently writing part 6 of What Lies Beneath. I'm sorry it's taking so long between chapters, but, I've got work. I've got overtime I'm doing right now. I got work I'm doing. I got other stuff to do. Spring is sprung. I got yard work to do. So I'll try to have it out for you soon. I hope some folks are enjoying it. Take care of yourselves, folks.